Hey, what's good, everybody? This is EJ,
It's your boy Kenny.
And it's Francis.
and this is the Banter 3 FC podcast. Three friends that love the game and love talking all things football. Before we get started, want to remind you guys we are on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and officially again on Apple Podcasts, coming to you live on all streaming platforms. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, share all of our stuff. Appreciate the love and support. We'll be nothing without the fans. Let's keep it going. Let's get into it. Okay, gentlemen, week 24 in the books. Week 24 in the books. How we feeling?
Right.
I mean, not much has changed on my side. Just same old, same old.
Francis?
Better, but not good enough. But I'll talk about that more.
Still seeing red.
It's more like orange.
Okay. we need to get him back to seeing his regular blue.
Yeah.
Hey, man. It's all good, man. I get it. It's that time of the year where it's like we finished the first half of the season. We got through the crazy winter period, and now it's the final stretch. What they call it, squeaky bum time? Squeaky bum?
I hope that doesn't happen to Arsenal.
Yeah, he laughing a little bit too hard right now.
Yeah.
Hey, squeaky bum time, my boy. But yeah,
Okay.
like I said, it is that time of the year. We're rolling through it. So for today's episode, we're gonna do the usual. We're gonna talk through this past weekend's round of fixtures. We're gonna give a preview of what's to come for next week, or actually in 2 weeks, because this upcoming weekend's the FA Cup
Yeah.
round of games, so there will be no Prem. And then last but not least, we're going to talk through transfers since the transfer window officially closes today. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the first game of the week. Kenny, the correspondent, Manchester United. Talk to us, Kenny. Talk to us.
If that's my job, I need to find a new one. Last week I predicted Man United to lose 2-1 against Crystal Palace, and this forum ridiculed me. I was laughed at. EJ, especially you. You predicted my Manchester United to score 3 goals and win 3-2 against Crystal Palace. Francis was a little bit better, 1-1 draw. No, it was never going to happen. Like I said, what should have happened against Fulham is going to happen against Crystal Palace. And that's exactly what happened. I gave us some grace by predicting for us to, God willing, to score 1 goal, but we couldn't do it. Game started off, we started off with Manu up top. Now, I wouldn't be mad. I wasn't mad at that decision, given the lack of finishing and scoring that our strikers have been doing all season. Because I think Manu could give sort of that false 9 look and kind of gives us a different sense of attack. So, hey, try something else, because obviously option A isn't working. Wasn't mad at it. He started off actually very well. He actually hit the post in the first half, and then he had another opportunity as well. So easily could have, I wouldn't say he could have easily scored, but he did create some chances where I thought, okay, he could possibly get something out of this game. Didn't happen. Kind of played around Crystal Palace, back and forth game, and then Eze came into the game. Keep in mind, he wasn't supposed to play this weekend. When I saw that he wasn't in the starting lineup, I was a little bit happy. But as soon as he came in, you can see what that man is about. He just glides with the ball. I think his first run was within 2 minutes. He pretty much took on the entire team, did a dummy, and it was just like a last-minute tackle. but he's the one that produced the set piece that eventually, I believe it was, I forgot what the defender's name is, that then tapped it onto the bar, and then Mateta finished, and then the second goal, um, again Mateta, striker in form, buries it 2-0, Crystal Palace. I'm not shocked. It's nothing new. We're not where we want to be, obviously. The biggest worry from this game is obviously Lissandro tearing his ACL. Didn't look good when it happened at all because immediately he signaled for a change. And with him, it's like he can never just get injured and it be like a knock. It's always these catastrophic injuries. So he's out for the remainder of the season, which is terrible because would have loved to see him in there with our new signing, Patrick Dorgu, coming in there and kind of solidifying that left side of the pitch. So now it's just up for grabs. Probably have to slide Lenny Yoro in there, put Delict on the right side of the three in the back. But get well soon, Lissandro. Praying for a speedy recovery. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know my prediction was almost spot on. I just had too much faith in my club to score a goal.
You know, it was a rough weekend for you, so I'm not going to add anything else to it.
Oh, thank you.
I just expected a little bit more than what I got. That's all.
You expected 3. I remember saying 3 goals.
Yeah, because Crystal Palace they're not like a good defensive team. So I thought you guys, being at home, would find a way to get some goals. But hey, I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, you were. Again, it goes back to your statement earlier. If this was a better team, maybe we could have scored a couple. But when it's these, and I think I was wrong last week. I said that Crystal Palace were above us in the table at the time, but they were actually, I think, one position below us. But it's
now they're above you, right?
Yeah. Now they're above us.
Foreshadowing.
So yeah, thank you. That's exactly what I was saying. But that's exactly what this game was. It was a mid-table clash of and whoever wins it wins it. You never know.
Yo, that sounds so crazy. But it's all good. It happens. You're just a club in transition. It happens.
Yeah. That's all I have for this week.
Anything from you, Francis? Anything from you?
No. Sad. Disappointing performance. But yeah. United has a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do to get back to where they are expected to be.
The glory days, yeah.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, but hey, I'm a Chelsea fan. We've seen it. We've been through it. We're still going through it right now. So I hear it. Yes, we're still going through our issues as well to get back to where we need to belong.
I don't want to start any arguments right now. EJ, let's move on to the next segment.
Okay. We'll keep things rolling. So, up next, Super Sunday match of the weekend. Arsenal versus Manchester City at the Emirates. Man, what a game. What a game. The good boys ended up winning this one 5-1.
I'm going to get a pillow. I already know how this is going to go.
Literally.
Minute by minute. Yeah.
Listen.
MLS.
When it was your turn and you guys won, I let you have it. But now it's my turn. It's mine.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Anyways, like I said, 5-1 win against a team that I think you can definitely say there's history there in terms of, with the coaches, the players, how I think that at this point they just dislike each other. And it's funny because when we played them beginning of the season, the game ended 2-2. Remember, there was a lot of talk about how we went about getting the result, our mentality, celebrating a tie, things like that, this, that, and the third. And then the infamous stay humble conversation after that, in which Holland said to my head coach. And it's funny because after that whole scenario, they went on a run where they were just historically bad. And then they show up to the Emirates and we beat them 5-1. So, it's karma. It's a good foreshadowing. It's a good full circle moment to see something like that happen. Especially with a team that has been our kryptonite over the past, I'll say 10 years since they've been backed by that Saudi owned group. So, it was a good result. I was very, very happy to see the performances of certain guys like Thomas Partey, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Odegaard, and Kai Havertz. So for me, we scored that first goal really early off the mistake, and then I think probably like 15 minutes after that, Kai Havertz had that same like basically a sitter where he just had to put the ball in the net off a turnover that Man City had, and he missed the goal completely. And honestly, when that happened, I was worried because I'm over here thinking like, going into this game, we needed to be clinical. If nothing else at all, we just need to be clinical. And if that opportunity ended up coming to bite us in the butt later on in the game, because City ended up scoring 2 goals or whatever, we dropped points, I would have been pissed. But it was really, really nice to see that he made up for that horrific miss and still was able to contribute positively to the game. So shout out to all the guys. Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Wanyeri, they are gems in the making. Honestly, those two kids, like Wanyeri, he just looks like he does this. Honestly, because that type of goal, I think he's already scored it like 3 or 4 times this season alone. Lewis-Skelly, he looks like he's playing out of his mind, like he's an 18-year-old kid bodying grown men, dominating his position, keeping out our newest signing from playing. So big shout out to everybody. Great win for the club. I'm just frustrated that it looks like it may not amount to anything. Because it's so annoying because all these years we've needed to beat City. We're finally doing it. Now we're so far back in the table with so few games left. It might not even mean anything. So it's a bit frustrating. It is what it is, but just happy with the result.
So Holland's statement still reigns: stay humble.
No, it doesn't. He should stay humble. He should stay humble because ever since he said that, they've done nothing but lose.
You're telling a man to stay humble that just won the treble and has been a part of a back-to-back. Well, how many years Haaland's been there? 2-3 years now?
Oh, for him.
He's only won 2.
Haaland.
Yeah.
So regardless, Haaland has at least 2 Premier League titles. He's part of a treble team. You're telling him to stay humble?
Wouldn't it make sense to tell the person who has everything that they need to stay humble as opposed to people that have nothing?
But you guys are the ones who's always talking nonsense.
How are we? What nonsense did we talk for him to say what he said?
Listen, I guess this is just your Man City Arsenal beef.
No, Francis. In all seriousness, what did we say that made him have to say that? What did we say or do?
Isn't it just the way y'all always acting towards each other? Y'all always just trying to bark up a tree, saying that you guys are you guys can equate to Man City's level. Basically, the guy's trying to shut you down. Like, you guys are not there yet. You guys haven't won anything, so you guys can't talk.
I actually, You're just using this opportunity just to talk.
I'm not. I'm
because
not.
because the thing is, I'm not gonna lie, there's been no Arsenal players to ever say. I don't even. Have you heard anything, Kenny? I haven't.
No. I mean, I think that was just more so with them challenging 1 versus 2 for years. I think this
Yeah.
was the from a Highland perspective. I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but it's like everyone's like, even you. All right, this is the year Arsenal. This is the year Arsenal. You're going to beat City. We're going to win the title. So I think at that point, it's like, all right, like stay humble. Like you guys aren't there yet. To Francis' point, but
Relax.
in terms of anyone saying anything or talking trash, I don't think personally
No, but
Arteta
that's my
or
point.
the
Yeah,
players is
yeah,
going to say anything.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly, and that's my point because it's like it's not like this is a Neil Mope type of thing where we've been like it's not
chirping.
even and it's no there's no chirping. He just said it after the game, so it's like and honestly, some people are gonna say what they have to say and be like, oh, you better win the title now. It's like when Miles Lewis Skelly did that celebration. I like that because it's him snapping back at someone that said something to him. Like the person said something to him and he responded with that. I don't have no issues with that. I like stuff like that. And
Oh,
even
so
Gabrielle
Gabrielle.
yelling it. Yeah,
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 Gabrielle
Gabriel
yelling
yelling
in
in his
his face.
face.
Yeah, I
like
loved it.
it's a little
I
too
loved it.
soon. But
Shithousery, as they call it, right? Yeah.
Hey man,
you,
they started it. They started it.
I'm
So
sorry, Francis. Repeat that word. We might need a new title.
Shithousery.
Okay. Wherever you got that from. EJ, we have our title.
Hey man, I was thinking Stay Humble Part 2. You know, that would have been a great I love that because you know what else is funny? They started playing Humble in the stadium at the
Oh,
game.
really?
Yeah, yeah, I
Kendrick
saw
Lamar.
that.
So, I was loving it. I was loving it. I loved every second of yesterday. Shout out to the boys. But yeah, anything else?
Nope. Good win. Good win by Arsenal. Um, I did have one thing. Goes back to some, statements I've said. I said this was the first time Odegaard has scored or assisted against City in his career. That's a shocking statistic to me. Because I've always, and you guys, I've always said this, that when it comes to those games, especially against City, we can't ever find Odegaard. But it was good that he finally got on a score sheet. Um, but yeah, I just found that very, very shocking. Well, not really shocking because I've been saying it, but just that there's actually a stat behind that. But you guys did what you're supposed to do. City's defense looked horrible, and I'm tired of people saying, "Oh yeah, it's just because of Rodri." Stop it. They're making stupid mistakes. Their center backs, for some reason, can't pass out. Yeah, Rodri is a huge plug in there, but some of the mistakes they're making are just like
Bonehead.
unprofessional. Yeah, which is never
Bonehead.
which has never happened over the time we've seen it under City's dynasty. So I just stop making excuses. Oh, Rodri. Put some blame on Man City players. They've shown this year that they are no more untouchable.
I
Yeah.
agree with that. And that's what still gets me agitated regarding Chelsea's loss at City.
Right.
But
The
I'll
one
let
that
that
counted or
continue.
the one that didn't count?
The one that counted. The one that
Got you.
counted. So last week, yeah.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Oh, and big shout out to Thomas Partey as well. He looked like he playing for a new contract. Shout out to that man. But anyways, we'll keep it rolling. Last but not least, Monday's game, Chelsea with our blue correspondent.
Yes.
That
Yes.
never wears blue.
I
Never
was
wears
wishing
blue.
so bad that they either drew or lost today. I wanted to see the live look. I wanted to see it bad.
Well, you don't get to see it. Ain't that beauty? Yes. London Derby at the Bridge, Chelsea West Ham. Graham Potter first time back at the bridge. You know he's gonna have his team ready to go no matter what. Overall, yes, we ended up getting 3 points, but I didn't like the performance. But we'll start just going about the analysis real quick. Started off, first half was absolutely abysmal. Like, I was disgusted with watching the first half. Their first goal, Caldwell with a absolutely ridiculous pass back. Bowen jumps right on top of it, slots it right away. 1-0 West Ham. We had a lot of possession in this game. But we just weren't doing anything with it. It's like we were just going side to side. No one was making any kind of like threatening passes towards the middle, trying to open up play, anything like that. So it was really annoying. Second half came along. I'm very happy to see Maresca was proactive. He gave it about 5-10 minutes, and then he was basically like, if I don't see any changes, any positive changes, I'm making changes right away. And he did just that. He took off Jackson straight away because he had another bad game. Jackson came off, Sancho came off, and then also later on, Nkunku came on, and then Nani came off, and I believe one more midfielder, Reece James came off from Gusto. And glad to see that the second half the boys responded with more fight and more urgency in their play. Get the equalizer from I'm not going to call it controversial because it didn't touch Q's head, but Neto scored the equalizer. Ball came in. It looked like it may have skimmed Q's head, but it didn't. Went off of the West Ham defender, then the ball's ricocheting, and then Neto comes in the right side, slots it in, tied 1-1. About 10 minutes later, Palmer gets the ball on the left side, driving. I think he's trying to cross or shoot. I don't know, but it takes a wild deflection off of Wan-Bissaka for an own goal. But I mean, he put West Ham under pressure, and fortunate things like that can happen. So 2-1 overall. I still wanted a better performance, specifically because of how badly we played last week. But 2-1, we got the 3 points. We're back and forth right now, and I'll take it. Let's just move on. I do want to give a shout out though. Jorgensen, Bob Sanchez, excuse me, was benched. Thankfully, Jorgensen came in, and I think he had a pretty decent performance today. Most importantly, his decision making was I felt more comfortable with his decision making in goal for sure today. So I expect and I want to see him in goal for the foreseeable future. But yeah.
Do you think it was more a lack of opportunities for West Ham? Because I mean, I watched some of the game and obviously watched the highlights, but he didn't really have much activity to say, okay, he's either this or that. Do you think it was more that, or did he just have a better presence than what Sanchez has had?
I feel like it's a little bit of both, but I definitely take the present situation into account because I feel like I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure there's other Chelsea fans who also can agree with me. Just having him in goal and not Sanchez in goal, you have like a little bit more sense of comfortability. Like, you don't expect someone to make a stupid error that could lead to a goal. At least we know that if a team's going to score, they score. But it's not us doing friendly fire against ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So,
someone in the comments said Sanchez is stealing money from Chelsea.
First off, Chelsea's giving him free money because they're allowed to buy in the first place. But I agree. But hey, we move, man.
Okay. Well, I got nothing. You guys got the win. Shout out to you guys.
Did you predict a loss for this?
He did.
This game? Yeah, I did. This game I did.
There you
it's
go.
funny that you remembered the prediction this time.
You know, hey, not surprised.
And it's great that this prediction actually counted.
Yeah, not surprised.
But anyways, moving forward to next week's games, or actually 2 weeks from now, since this upcoming weekend's not going to have any prime games. So, what do we got? Friday night, Valentine's Day, Chelsea versus Brighton.
Up the Seagulls.
They just got rinsed. They
Fact, I
just
was about
got
to say
rinsed.
7-0
That was bad.
against
That
Nottingham.
was
So
very bad.
You know Brian's going to be ready for this. We're at the bridge, right? We're home?
But this is the game you guys whooped them, remember? Yeah, you guys beat them, what was it, 5?
Yeah,
4-2.
no, this is at the Amex. This is at the Amex.
Yeah, Cole Palmer had the hat trick with the crazy
Yeah,
hat
with that
trick.
free kick, yeah.
Yeah, so 4-2 would beat them. So it's at the Amex. That makes sense. Brian is going to absolutely be out to get a response for this game. This is going to be a very difficult game. I'm not going to lie to you all. Chelsea better win. I'm going to go 3-2.
3-2 Chelsea.
3-2
Yeah,
Chelsea.
I think Brighton tries to bounce back, have a little pep to their step after that disgraceful performance. But I don't think it'll be enough. I will also go 3-2 Chelsea.
I'm gonna go 3-2 Brighton. Only because it's away. They are going to respond after last week's game. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a tough game for you guys.
So yeah, 3-2 Brian.
Yeah, 3-2 Brighton.
Okay.
Huh?
Think is Arsenal next or are we next?
Yeah, no, up next, Arsenal versus Leicester
Oh,
at the King Power Stadium.
bye week.
Brighton early.
7:30 a.m.
Doesn't matter. Not against Leicester.
Surprised. Jamie Vardy.
James Justin.
Yeah. He'll never do that again.
Except for 7:30 a.m. Saturday.
But yeah, I think this would be a straightforward game. I expect us to win this like 2-3-0. Something like that. Should just be comfortable. Brighton have been poor. You just gotta win.
Leicester.
Leicester. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kenny.
Nah, nothing to add there. I think it's gonna be easy. I'll go 3-1. 3-1 Arsenal, but very comfortable.
It should be. Everything you guys are saying is absolutely should be. But what do I always say about Saturday morning kickoffs? 1-1 draw.
Yo, his predictions are never based off of like facts or analytics. It's just
whatever he
you know
feels
what
like.
he said Chelsea's gonna lose. 1-1 draw.
No. That's
1-1
not it.
draw.
Oh, petty predictions.
Yeah.
Not even.
Oh man. Hey, we'll see. In a few
Mhm.
weeks we'll check back. All right.
Because you guys drew the last game. Was that a draw against Leicester? Or did you guys end up winning?
Who?
Arsenal. Oh, you guys won.
Yeah. We beat them 3-1.
That was that Havertz weird deflection goal.
Yep. So yeah. And then last but not least, Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Talk about a mid-off.
At the top. Yo, he
We
doesn't
letting
respect your club.
yeah,
He doesn't respect your
we
club.
letting y'all boys do the thing up top. We'll take care of the
Yeah.
mid table. Um, honestly, I think we're gonna win this game. We're gonna win this game. I think we're gonna beat Tottenham 2-1. I think we are going to be up for this game. And I believe it was it the Carabao Cup where we had that wild matchup. I hope they get some fuel off of that because that's a game we should have won as well. So yeah, I'll go 2-1. 2-1 to United.
I'm gonna go the exact same score, 2-1. Yeah, this is definitely a game you guys are gonna definitely get a bounce back and try to make up for the rubbish performance you guys put on against Crystal Palace. Amad Diallo, and yeah, I would hope that Xerxes would play. So I think Xerxes been doing pretty decent compared to your other striker, Hoyland. But hey, 2-1, get it done.
Decent.
I mean, compared to Hoyland, Hoyland's been garbage the last couple of weeks.
Well, I'm going 2-2. I think you guys are bound to concede. Tottenham are good in attack. They just added a couple players. I think they just added a center back, or maybe two. So they're going to be able to play their system with actual defenders in the middle of the field. And they brought they brought an attacker in, Mateus Tell. They brought him in. So they're at home. I think it'll be a game that they will be up for. Yeah, 2-2. 2-2. That's what I'm going with.
I think it's going to be a very exciting game, for sure.
Oh, yeah. It'll be open. Very
Mhm.
open. Very, very open. But okay. I guess that wraps up next week's previews, or next couple weeks' previews. Last but not least, let's talk transfers. What we got? Actually, let me start. Arsenal, we have absolutely nothing. There's nothing going on here. We didn't make any signings. we actually let some people go, but we didn't make any signings. So yeah, reporting to you live from North London.
Chelsea. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That's from Chelsea's side. No one really coming in to the club. Just a lot of outgoings. João Felix is now on loan at AC Milan for the remaining of the year.
You guys bought him? Like, you own João Felix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
45 mil.
It was just to facilitate the Gallagher deal, unfortunately, for pure profit, because that's what these American owners only care about: money. They don't care about our team anymore. But anyway, João Felix is now at AC Milan for the rest of the year on loan. Ben Chilwell, Champions League winner under my guy, TT. He's been frozen out the team, unfortunately, but now he's on loan at Crystal Palace for the remainder of the year. So I hope he gets some good playing time and gets himself back. That's really all I can think about right now. I may have missed some people, but I don't think so.
Yeah, you guys bought this youngster from, I think, Saint Etienne. Probably a center mid.
I'm tired.
But it's like, yeah, it's a project. So me, Manchester United. Yeah, it's quiet on our end. We only made one move. Patrick Dorgu from Lecce. All things are saying that he's going to be a very good wing back for years. Very young, so looking forward to him making his debut. But huge move out. Marcus Rashford is now going to be playing for Aston Villa through the rest of the year with an obligation to buy, I believe, for 40 million.
I thought it was an option.
It's an option, not an obligation.
thought it was an option.
Oh, maybe I was hoping for obligation. But whatever it is, good luck, Marcus. Thank you for your service. He was homegrown, but I think this is it for him. Don't see him being able to come back to United, and based on Amarin's comments about him, I think his time is done at United. But very good move for Aston Villa, getting a very good player. It's a loan. If he stinks, he can come back, and we'll figure it out. If he's good, which he's Marcus Rashford, he should be. I think that could be a very big steal for their club, especially with them chasing Champions League in the Champions League as well. So could be a very good move. And they made a lot of good moves. This window.
Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Marco Asensio.
Yeah.
Rashford, Axel Disasi. The jury's up on whether that's a good signing or not. But.
That's we need something. Come on.
We just need bodies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on down.
That's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, I just checked the transfer. It's an option, not
option.
Obligation.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so lots of things going on at Villa. Good thing we don't have to play him again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Well, I guess that wraps up this week's episode. Right?
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like it was a bit short. So, I think what we'll do, since next week there are no games for the FA Cup round of fixtures, I think it'll be a good time to drop a little mid-year episode special for the folks, for the people.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
What we'll do, we'll talk. We'll use the episode to talk about. This is kind of going to be a preview of what's to come at the end of the season. So at the end of a year that a player has transferred from a club, if it's a same league transfer, so like let's say a player from Arsenal goes from Arsenal to Chelsea or whatever, vice versa, we give them a year to rate what their performances have been, because they're in the Prem, they're acclimatized, they know what it's like, they know everything. But if it's someone that comes from outside of the Prem, so if they come from Spain or France or whatever, we give them 2 years. They need a year to adjust, acclimatize, all that stuff, and then we give them a rating of what their performances were at the end of that second season. And this upcoming or actually we're at the end of January already, closes the 2-year window for a couple players that we picked up a few years back.
I think it's just straight Chelsea.
Yeah, just straight Chelsea. Yeah.
Francis, get ready. Ready.
There's an Arsenal player up there.
Is there for January?
Yeah. Should be Jakob Kiwior.
Oh yeah.
Jakob Kiwior.
Forgot about him.
We'll have a lot to say at that time. But yeah, we'll have an episode dedicated to that. We'll use it as a little special. So stay tuned for next week. Once again, appreciate you guys tuning in. Banter 3FC Podcast. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts at Banter 3FC. Catch up with y'all next week. Be safe.